of a man swimming in the sea, and the
Oh
my
fighter
God.
passed the intelligence check. Sumo lowered it so that his -1 would make him fail.
We had it
Number
that
2.
long ago?
Yeah, you had it episode 4.
Rel gave it to me as soon as he
Okay.
met me,
Same
pretty
session
much.
you landed in Lagan. You guys got the point. Oh, actually, well, I guess the session we were started on Lagan.
Mhm.
Second, Suma used his portent to avoid getting splashed by the poison in Rotwood's lab. Liz got a nat 1 to pour the poison into like a little vial or like something else. It dropped, splattered, and I was like, hey, listen, you're not gonna die, but something's gonna happen if this poison lands on you.
Yeah, your
King's
voice
fate
sounded
there.
bad, so I was like,
remember.
okay.
Number 3. A third, an extremely important and crucial use of this was to help persuade Sierra to stand down during the fight that you all avoided.
Right.
Gallet rolled a relatively low persuasion roll. Suma dropped in like a 17. And pushed the persuasion check over 20, and I had set in my head the DC for 20 for her to stop fighting. So changed the entire course of the campaign with that one decision. Number 4, Suma dodged a swing from a wraith skeleton during the fight in the ballroom. He was at 1 HP after using the helm. Dodged out of the way by changing fate. Number 5, this one's a funny one. Alok used a portent roll to better hide from Gallet when they were playing hide and seek at the end of the shopping episode.
That was an important one.
I used
honestly.
it?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I decided not to. I guess I did.
And then Gallet proceeded to use his inspiration.
Right.
I do anyway.
Right, yep.
I'm a winner.
Number 6 and number 7 are both tied. Both Suma and Alok used them in order to win at the Trial of the Gusts. Those were used there. That's 7 already. Number 8, Suma used one off-screen, so you guys actually would have had no idea this happened.
Wow.
To craft an amulet for Aaron. That was then given to him via Bella. So that was the one that the Storm King had refreshed for him.
That's the one I was missing. It's like about 11. My bad.
Yeah. So actually, you were even more correct. Number 9, Alok used his portent to avoid a dex save at the beginning of the Dirk fight.
Yep.
When you were all on your horses and Dirk jumped over. That's 9.
Yeah.
Number 10,
Yeah.
Suma also used one to avoid a swing from Dirk. It was like another low portent roll, I believe. Number 11, Alok used one to force a con save fail on one of the owlbears when Gallet used the poison
That
thing.
was crucial.
By one of the imps, I think. It was an imp at the time.
One of them.
And number 12, Suma used one to get an auto hit on the Silk Mother, and that was the last use of the portent so far. That is 12. So very glad that you all, been using this item so much. I like it a lot. Cool. There's that. Viv, you now get bragging rights for the rest of this campaign.
Yeah, Tyler and I were picking on you. You look stupid now.
What a fool!
Yo, real
She'll
dumb.
never
It's funny
get it
because I
right.
knew the answer and then she said 12 and I was trying to play it cool. All right. Next. Who do you think, it's going to be hard without a history check, who do you think got the first nat 20 of the campaign?
Oh, wait.
I did. I think I did.
No, didn't I when we were fishing? Or...
No checking.
No, I just remember we did well while fishing, and we both had horrible survival.
I am highly confident that I am luckier than all of you.
Oh wait, maybe you got it while we were fishing. I feel like someone got it when we were fishing.
I don't know. But I'm someone that rolls 20s.
Are we not rolling history? Sorry.
No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Get a nat 20 history check right now and I'll whisper you the answer.
Alright, but
Okay.
it's happening right now.
I don't know. Was it Boru?
Okay, well, you know what? Actually, my answer is just void. I got a natural 1.
Want me to tell or does everyone wants to take another stab?
I think it's Gallet. Or no, wait.
Is it the nat 20, first nat 20?
First nat 20 period.
Wait, it can't be me because the first session I didn't roll above 10 on like 20
I
checks.
feel like it
So it definitely wasn't
was
me.
No, but then
Gallet,
that includes,
but I don't
that
know.
includes session 0,
Bonus
right? Did we
points
roll?
if you can recall what the context was when it was rolled.
Wait!
Absolutely not.
Was it... No, wait, because that was session 2. Or was it session 1? Was it Gallet when he tried to do the baked beans thing? Like, to make Valir fart?
I don't think so.
I think you rolled really high on like
Or the
persuasion
high.
or something. I think you rolled a
High,
crit.
but natural 20. I don't
Wasn't
know.
a crit? Oh,
I
man.
ready?
don't know.
Mhm.
I'm still locking in Gallet. It definitely wasn't A-Lock.
Points to both Tylen and Ryan. Bonus points for Ryan because
Let's
he
go!
did indeed crit.
Ah!
He got a nat 20 to perceive where Valir was.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay, I was
that's
close.
not-
When
that's
he was
different.
going to
I thought it
go
was a
give her
persuasion.
beans to see what would happen if she farted.
Let's go.
If anyone wants to remember what happened there, she used the wind to blow it away. As
Why
even
do I
when close
remember?
are not immune to the power of beans. As the first nat 20. Now, related question, but not quite the same. Who do you think got the first crit in combat? We know it's not Alok.
Yeah, no, definitely wasn't A-Lock.
Bonus
Oh,
points if you can
no.
tell me what kind of a attack it was, like what weapon or spell.
I'm gonna say me again because I'm amazing, and I used a dagger.
Possible. I'm trying to think of our early combats. Our second combat.
See that?
So we
Those
got one
memories
in
are
the skeleton
fuzzy.
fight.
Was
I'm
our
just going
Barely
with
knew what was
skeleton
going
fight.
on at the time. Okay.
That's
Like,
true. I think our second ever combat was on the boat in Lagan, right? Did anyone
Yeah.
crit there? Wait, I crit in that fight.
You and Suma both crit there. I had this fighter who could do stuff, and then Suma crit, and then you
Oh.
crit right afterwards, and he was gone. I was like, well, happens.
Although I think
Yeah.
Suma critted the rapier in the first fight.
I feel like I did too.
I think
but-
you got like the very last one. I think you crit him after they all
Mm.
formed under one of them, like on the top of the little.
Has everyone
Yeah.
locked in their
Captain.
their answers?
I'm locking that in.
All right. The answer to the very first crit in the Shields of Celestia history is Suma, but not with a
Aw.
sword, with a shocking grasp
Oh,
Sounds
Aw.
on a reaver that was being fought on both sides by two
Oh,
other
right.
people.
was it the one that was
I
on
didn't
top
have my
of
rapier
the?
yet.
Was it the one that was on top of like the
It was
cap
not.
thing? It wasn't.
It was
Oh,
not.
man.
It was not. Fun fact: I believe Suma also got a nat 1 in that session, lighting the sails on fire with a fireball.
Oh, I did. I did that a few times, and then I
So
took
there's
fireball. off
levels
my
to this.
list.
There's levels to this. Okay. Now, this one might be kind of easy, maybe not. I want everyone to guess who got the most nat 20s so far in the campaign. Be warned that there may be a slight margin of error. I'm gonna give like the rankings afterwards, but there might be a slight margin of error because like sometimes people are like, oh, my thing still had advantage and it didn't, or like, oh, I should have had disadvantage or whatever. You know what I mean? So the numbers might not be accurate 100%.
There's no way you went through 19 episodes to figure out all of the crits we
I
got.
went through chat.
Oh, I know, but still, like that's a lot. Okay.
Yeah, I did like just now. That's why I was late. I was like, did this count?
Crazy
What was
person.
this? They rolled twice? I think it's advantage.
like,
So I had to make a lot of snap calls.
I feel like it's me or Tylen or Gallet.
I feel like it's Gallet.
I think it's Gallet.
I'm
Between
the
the two.
luckiest guy.
You gotta.
You
I
can
feel
give
like
a-
you've
You're
got.
really
give a-
lucky.
Give me a 1 and 2.
I
Gallet
also.
and
I
A-Lock.
also feel like.
I think A-Lock is second.
I feel like you rolled a lot of bad rolls this game too, though. So far.
Well, yeah, because I roll more often than you guys.
That's true. I'm going Gallet first on Ayla.
Locked in? Viv, you locked in?
I don't know. I really have no idea. I feel like I roll 20 sometimes, but then like I also roll really badly sometimes. So I have no idea.
Number 1. The person with the most nat 20s in the history of this campaign is in fact Galatabate.
Okay.
With a whopping 17 nat 20s in 19 sessions, almost 1 per session. Although I will
Hey.
say it's kind of unfair because I
I'm
was
going
adding like nat 20s
His
that
minions?
familiars would
Yep.
roll. Like it's like he has advantage a lot because of familiars, and it canceled out a lot of other rolls that were not nat 20s. But number 1 is Gallet. Number 2, I think would also be an interesting one. If not Gallet, who is the luckiest roller?
Gotta be A-Lock.
Well, I said me, but now I feel like it's Suma.
I feel like I get
A-Lock.
hype when it's ever A-Lock, so I want to get hype. So yes,
Well,
A-Lock.
I don't really hype up whenever I get a crit, so I don't know. I guess that wouldn't help me to think about that. It's just
Guys
gotta
wanna
be
know?
it. I'm locking A-Lock.
It is actually a tie.
Oh.
With 13 natural 20s, it is a tie between both A-Lock and Suma.
Okay.
We are the
13.
same. We are tiny
Hey!
everywhere.
Natural 20s.
Dex,
Oh,
intelligence, natural
I
20s.
do believe that A-Lock has the most crits in combat.
Really?
I would say a lot of your nat 20s have come in the course of combat.
I feel like it would be the opposite. I think it would be more memorable if it was in combat, because that would be a ton of damage.
People don't get a lot. It's just people don't get a lot of crits in combat.
You know, what was my number again?
17.
Oh, okay. Honestly, not that much higher considering how much more I roll.
So the official ranking is, with the least nat 20s as expected, is Buru. Ruby has 7 nat 20s. Although I think you roll the least. You roll the least because you're often not making attack rolls. Which kind of like amp up. You're making other people roll for the most part.
You also
with your
don't do
spells, like-
investigation or history. And a lot of
Yeah.
these other things.
do!
No, but Suma and I are
You're
doing that
cute to
stuff.
ask me to make more rolls. Now, slightly different. Who do you think has the most nat 1s?
I feel like that's
Who
also
does Dice
Thailand,
hate the most?
right? Wouldn't that also be Gallic because he rolls a lot more? So like statistically, I think it'd be him.
Nah, I'm
not counting ones made at advantage.
It's Vivian.
yeah.
I'm going
Really?
with Vivian. Yeah, I'm going with Vivian.
Okay.
I'm gonna
It's
go.
either A-Lock or Vivian.
I'm going Thailand. I think Gallic rolls a lot of ones.
I don't get unlucky. Call me Daft
Liz?
Punk, because we get lucky.
Liz and Viv?
I feel like most of my rolls are at advantage, so I rarely get ones. Just don't look at the one that I got just now,
Yeah.
chat.
Yeah, just don't count that one.
We don't count those.
That's what's it called? It's like there's distortion because that's the most recent thing we saw.
Selection
so I'm like,
bias. Oh, just mine. Recency
gotta
bias.
gotta be A-Lock.
I don't think it's
he just
really
rolled one.
okay.
Yeah.
I
you're an
actually
unlucky
don't
fella.
know.
That's your.
I'm gonna go A-Lock for no discernible reason, except that's what I'm gonna say.
Wait, Viv,
Dude, you
said
guys are
A-Lock?
just thinking of the first 2 sessions where I got shit on and I rolled a bunch of really bad rolls.
In a very rare event in the history of this game show, everyone is correct. It is a tie between both A-Lock and Gallet with 7 nat 1s apiece.
Wait, so no, Thailand was wrong.
Wow.
Aww.
Yeah, I'm
You said Viv.
demonstrably wrong.
Oh, you said Viv. Oh, you said A-Lock first.
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
never mind. You were wrong. Everyone else is right.
Darn it.
There's a tie, 7 apiece for both Gallet and A-Lock.
That's it.
Ruby has 6.
Oh,
And
you're
Suma
close.
is apparently the luckiest with 4. So if you look at the nat 1 to nat 20 ratio, taking into account amount of rolls, I think Suma might be the luckiest.
What? There's
Uh,
also advantage to take into
I
account.
do get a lot of like 3s.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
Doesn't count the
fair.
2s and
That's
3s.
fair.
So we gotta look at. Did you calculate the average of all of our rolls?
No, because I'm not a crazy person.
If we counted
Um,
2s
yeah.
and 3s, then I think I would win just from the first 2 episodes alone. I got a lot of 2s.
Fair.
A lot
Fair.
of 2s.
However, I want to bring up this stat because it's actually insane. I mean, bless his heart, Buru got 6 nat 1s.
What?
Ooh.
6 nat 1s. Buru tied Ruby, and is only 1 behind our leaders. 6 nat 1s in 6 sessions.
Incredible.
A nat 1 a session,
Wow.
which is
Wow.
nuts to me.
It's a little bit insane.
Yeah. Those are all the ones that I had prepared. I think that's a good little mix, though. We're gonna move on to these awards are very silly, and I just came up with them off the top of my head.
I think it was awesome.
Yeah, that's great.
The award for this, so this award goes out to somebody who has a love for chaos in their heart and soul. It takes somebody with a prankster's eye and a devious mind and truly a mischievous soul to create this much inter-party chaos.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be Thailand. I thought it was
the
Thailand.
Team Meddler Award goes to Ryan for fucking up everybody's day in the best way during the shipping ships episode.
What?
Gotta hand it to you.
Yeah.
He's
What
the
happened?
crazy guy.
You fucking nailed it.
What happened?
Incredible.
I don't remember.
Incredible.
I thought it was gonna be Thailand too, but
I
yeah,
thought it
that
was
episode
Thailand because he
really-
is chaos.
I don't. I am the captain. I run a tight ship.
If it wasn't inner party, then it wouldn't. Then it would be him. The inner
Alok's
party.
the crazy guy.
Okay. The next category. This award. How many of you have ever tried? Have you ever had geodes or like try to crack them open? Like see
Yeah.
what's inside.
Yeah.
You will
Stardew
know
Valley.
that it takes a tremendous amount of force to crack one of those open. They're hard and tough. They have a solid, exterior, interior. They're difficult to break. As am I. I never break, as you know. I'm always stoic and very serious. However, this next person made me break the most with one singular line of dialogue. This
that
award
line.
goes
I know
out
that
to Mr. Thailand for the line, "I yearn for you still." When considering
That was a
sending a
good
message to
line.
the Red Wraith,
Oh,
I fucking died.
right.
I am
Okay.
to this day not over it. That is the thing that broke me the most. I think this is the silliest thing possible. This next award, is called. Well, here's the thing. We spend a couple hours a week on this game. We gather together on Wednesdays to enjoy ourselves doing this together. But some players out there make it so that I have to enjoy the game for even more time outside of that. This is called the Enriched My Life by making me keep track of 100 off-screen plots award. And this one goes out to Liz herself.
Oh,
For,
right.
for having multiple alive backstory characters who her character is contacting, and I have to go, fuck, what are they doing right now?
Sorry, not
thank
sorry.
you for giving me the opportunity to set up all these other stories happening elsewhere in the campaign, which will make it that much more fun when you finally get there. Thank you for that.
World building. World
Next
building.
season, let's go.
Yeah, next season we're gonna.
You can kill
gotta
off all the
beef up those
characters and
numbers.
end the stress.
It's all over.
Liz, you got scared.
And this next listen, I'm a diligent planner, you know. As you can see, I have taken the time out to entwine everyone's backstories into this gigantic mess of a campaign. I do a lot of thinking about this campaign a lot and how I think it should go, how I think it will go. But sometimes there are things that you simply can't expect. An opportunity comes along that makes it so that truly you gotta switch things up. This award goes to the person who changed the whole campaign with one singular line of dialogue, and they don't even know it. It goes out to Miss Vivian, who at one point in time said something along the lines of, "Hey Suma, maybe you should seduce one of them," leading me to completely improvise the character of Aaron Kalin on the spot. And completely changing the way that arc was supposed to go, and the entire way you guys were going to handle the entire ballroom arc shifted completely with that one line. That's a little sneak peek. I don't know if you guys knew that, but
Well,
yeah,
how was it gonna go then?
Well, I can't tell now.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Secret.
Okay, so did you create the character Aaron for that, or was he already
I created him
part
for
of the
that.
story?
The
Oh
Duke
wow,
did not-
Oh,
that was
the
so
Duke did not have a
fast.
son. The Duke, in my head, the Duke was
Wow.
childless, which is why I had to think about him being childless. And then I was like, oh fuck, I might have said that already, or did I say that already? And I was like, oh, he has it's like an adoptive son.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. Aaron completely just popped out. 'cause
That's why
Viv
it
said
came
that,
out of
and
the
I was
bush.
like,
Well, thanks,
Yeah.
Viv, because I
I was
needed
like,
that.
she came out of a bush because it was what Viv said. It was so good that I was like, "Oh, that's gotta be a thing." But it can't be like a nobody who's just also going to the ball. It has to be spicier than that. Change the entire campaign completely with that
Well,
one.
why
line.
the bush, dude? Why a bush?
It was a
I think
metaphor
he
for
was
his
just walking
brain.
by and saw you guys and just kind of moved through the bush. I don't think I explained it that well.
You said he
I
pops
think-
out of a bush.
Yeah, that was it.
I really.
That was
I would because I was
beginning
improvising
and
him.
end.
Okay,
I
was
rewatched it.
panicking.
That's exactly what you said, verbatim.
I was like, "Fuck, he's got to exist now." He pops out of a bush, sprung, whole like Athena from Zeus's head. That's
Basically, yeah.
Aaron Kalin. And a big shout out to, I guess, all of you for making this game as good as it is. I feel like we have a really good mix of like personalities and like role-playing styles, and it like comes together to make something larger than the sum of its contents. And I'm very excited to have done this for so long, 19 episodes, 19 sessions, and to keep doing it. We have been playing for 6 months together. Since February, when I randomly was like, man, I hate the campaign I'm in. I really want to do my own thing. Fuck it, let's just talk to some strangers. And it worked out, which I feel like is maybe not as like frequently works out that way, but I'm very grateful that it did. That's the end of my little award show. And we can now move on to a more... What?
Well, we need a winner.
I won. Because I
Yeah.
get to play with all of you every week.
Darn it,
The
we
winner
lost!
is
Well, wouldn't we all
friends
win
we
then?
made along the way.
No!
Yeah.
There you go.
Maybe
There-
the real Emmy was the friends we made along the way.
I feel like Suma got the most awards, right? Either Suma or...
I think we all got the same amount, possibly. Chino may have planned for this.
I do not... I don't think Ruby got all...
I don't think so.
And I
You got
don't think
one.
I got as many
And the
either.
most healing done in the campaign award.
Hey, I'd be up
Goes to
there.
100%.
Yeah.
But that's not even like
Coming
a
in
debate.
as a...
Hey, I brought
Um,
Ruby back up from unconsciousness like 3 times.
I specifically picked the ones where I was like, it could be a toss-up between 2 or 3 people, or 2 people. If I was like most healing done, that's obviously Ruby.
One who's done the most
most-
cleric abilities this game.
Most friendly spars initiated would definitely be Ruby. Although
You know
I
what?
think I could... Yeah.
Oh, all I'm saying is, you should have also, next time, throw in some ones that aren't fair for us to ever get, like, ask something like that and say, actually, it was Andros, because he's lived far longer and has done this way more than you guys. Come on, like, just make it unfair.
We don't know how many times Andros has died, so actually...
I feel like
Yeah,
we should have done
exactly.
one for... Wait. Oh no, we did that. First one.
yeah.
Aramis
this-
actually fell the most in battle because he doesn't care. He can't die.
Yeah, I will have more robust stats next time around,
How dare.
because now I didn't have this idea beforehand and I didn't have anything prepared. So I was like, fuck, scrolling through
great.
chat, fighting 20s. You.
It was awesome. Yeah, no, that was sick.
Yeah, I had fun. I'm happy I dressed for the occasion.
Not at all what I
Yeah.
expected, but I am happy it happened.
Okay.
Ooh. Next time we should do who has the most aliases or like disguises, because I feel like we all did like, you know.
Ooh,
No,
that's a good
Right.
one.
Kylan has the most. He's done like 3 or 4 already.
I have a few.
Ruby has a couple too, though.
Now, is it how many we have
Yeah.
prepared? Because I have a few prepared.
You had like
And they all are
Right.
just A-lock, but with
Olak.
different vowels.
owls. Yeah.
Incredible. How many does Gallet have? There's Gallet, there's Charlie Fenton,
The guy that sold the boat. the boat.
Raoul,
And then his business partner name, which was
Yeah.
Value,
Value?
Serious.
Value.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, so I got
You
4.
went as
You said
you went as Aramis one time when we were.
That's true.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
Right?
I am
Yeah.
canonically Aramis, yes.
You have been Aramis once. And the award to the person who made up the most names that have the same starting vowel. Me, everybody!
That's true.
Hey,
That's true.
yeah. Confused
Oh,
everyone for
good.
like the first 8 sessions, and some people are still confused. So.
Just
One
Those
of
were
them
they.
is the DM.
and one of them is me. You like that sneaky? I only refer to him as Rel now. That was intentional. That's what is called a pro gamer move. When people keep confusing names, just change their name. Right.
But now we're...
Okay.
Wait, he came with us, right?
He came with you.
So we can keep
Yeah.
calling him Aurelius now that we're leaving the guy in public.
You know, you can keep calling him Rel too. He responds to it. It's also just a nickname off his. It's not like a fake name. Like if you just calling him Jonathan, it's like off his actual name. So I think it's a
Yeah.
valuable.
Or we
nickname.
can make your life hell. And we could say Aurelius.
Hey, I know the names now. I was like, it'll be so cool if I had theme naming. It'll be like world building, like air. And I was like, fuck, they all have the same vowel. I was like, how do I keep making names that have air in them? They're gonna ask. Which is where Sarah and Demera came from.
I truly believe that is your magnum opus for naming Sarah. I think
that was good. That one got me off guard real hard.
Thank you. I had a couple more. Okay, so we're gonna move on to the round table, just asking questions part and getting everyone's answers. Maybe you have questions of your own, and we can ask them. I wanted to ask one in particular though. What was the favorite thing? Your favorite thing that your character got to do, like a moment they got to have, a feat they were able to pull off that you were like, fuck yeah, I'm so glad that my character got to do that, or I was like, I felt pumped after this, or even if it was like a really like sad moment, like I felt good that my character reached that emotional, peak. Anyone can start.
I think I know. That reveal of what the amulet does, man, that killed me. When you brought me into a separate call and I think everyone deafened, and you were just talking to me, man, I was torn up. Like, as a player and Alok, but that was good.
Man, I bet that would have been great.
You didn't know, it was a secret at the time. You didn't know until the next session who died.
That too, and that also I was like, oh shit, I don't want to say anything. I don't want to tell them.
Patrice had just disappeared, and you guys were all like, "Let's investigate. What was in his drink? Hey, Jill, where did this drink come from?"
No, I didn't know. Oh, he alluded to it like halfway through us questioning because I was confused too. But he alluded to it. I was like, oh shit. I was like, who do I tell in the party? I don't trust any of you fuckers.
Yeah, and he pulled you all aside, and I was like, listen, I have a spooky amulet. Yeah, thank you.
Yes,
that was cool.
Can I just say, this is an unfair question. I tried so hard to think of answers that would be similar to what this would be. And I gotta say, I can't find a favorite thing. I liked that I was able to get the Delamere to on our ship, because that shows that what I say can change, the status quo like that. I like, crap, I forgot what my other point was. I liked how Ophelia became a thing. I did not expect Ophelia being a thing. And you were cool with me doing a multiple warlock thing going on. But I also like almost crying. That's cool too. That means I'm in character.
In the most recent Elisaris dream?
Yeah.
That one was tough.
That was...
It's unfair to say a favorite, because I liked a lot, alright? But if you had asked me my favorite moment I can have on this campaign, it's the side things in the background I do to get usually Ryan to laugh or Vivian to react. Those are my favorite moments of D&D so far. Of just doing small jokes.
One highlight was, I think, Miela and Alok were like, their arms were touching, and you typed "how lewd." Everybody who saw that like busted out. I tried not to break because I was like doing a scene. So I was like, "Fuck, that's funny."
Okay.
And I think Viv shot back with, "I can't believe they're doing this in public."
Yeah, yes, that was also
together.
And your comments kill me.
Viv and Liz, favorite moments your character got to participate in, or things that they did.
Basically the entire last episode. I think if I had to pick a top, it would be finally getting to talk to Valere, because I've been waiting since episode 2. Please just let me talk to her. Please let me talk to her. We have so much in common. And then we did, and it was great.
And she almost died, for real.
Yeah,
for real.
Oh my god, I was so scared that she was gonna die.
I was hoping she'd die, in a way.
Oh, right, the reviving. Oh, god.
So sad. Also going mano a mano with the Silk Mother, and also healing her were both, I was very excited about.
That was nuts. That was nuts. 77 damage. And you missed an attack, too.
Yeah.
And I think you would have done more, but you pulled punches to be non-lethal.
Yep.
Viv, what is your favorite moment that Ruby got to do?
I don't know. I feel like I'm missing things. I feel like I don't remember everything. But definitely, I like the Trial of the Winds. Like, that whole arc was really cool. Like, doing the Battle of... Like, what is it? The Still Room? Is it...
Oh, Trial of the Stills.
Stills.
That's, I think, one of my favorite Ruby moments.
But then also the
Battle Royale, the Trial of the Tempest.
Yeah.
Now you fucked people up. You fucked Suma up specifically.
After we fucked up that other bitch together.
Yeah, you beat up this one chick together, and she was like, I remember you were like, oh, she's so low after that Wrath of the Storm, and you're like, can I max that with my Channel Divinity? And I was like, yep. Incredible. Those are highlights for me as well. I think I might be biased, but I like the you and Suzanne moments as well. Quite a bit, because your guys' dynamic is really funny to me. I also like you falling. I think the first time you were ever downed in the entire campaign was partly because you fell from a balcony.
That's so good.
At the ballroom, which I thought was kind of great. Right. Next question from me to y'all, and then I'll turn the table over to you if you have any questions to each other or to me, is what was your favorite thing that somebody else's character did? Give me anybody's character.
I think my favorite is pretty similar to you. It's the mist for Ruby. Like that was
that
cool
was,
like
that was also
because I don't know enough about her, so I'm like, oh, what?
Yeah, I had that as my favorite Ruby moment.
But there's also other good ones, like when she first summoned lightning. I was like in the background, like I was a bit excited, like ooh, what
it was
we
a
got
cool
here?
as fuck moment. It was a cool as fuck moment. I think, you know, if this campaign had an anime intro, I think that would be one of the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
Like for your, you know how everyone's character gets like a part in the animated intro.
Yeah.
That's like them doing something cool. I think you would be less like raising like your warhammer and then lightning coming down in the crowded stadium. That's a cool moment. Anybody else?
I think
some stuff
just because it's fresh on the mind, but Suma in that spider fight just popping off.
Oh,
that
yeah,
was
yeah,
sick.
Suma in that
Just
spider fight.
1v1ing the boss. It was sick.
If there's
I was
any
like
action set piece that is more memorable, it's definitely that.
That's gonna be his intro in the opening. Just him like
dancing
1v1ing in front
the image of these
Twitter.
delicate webs like crisscross and just perfectly landing on all of them with like dexterity while dancing around and like fucking up the Silk Mother.
Super cool.
It's so good.
Also, Suma jumping on the dragon's back.
Oh yeah.
In the dungeon.
Also a good one.
Until he fell off like a round or two later, but that was still really cool.
It was not gracious in the end, but
for me, that's somewhat also combat related. It's hard. It's like I said, it's hard to choose favorites. I really liked the visual of. Well, I just liked Alok when he saved Gallet from the robot, and then he somewhat broke down. I think that was a great moment.
Yeah.
Like, cause like you weren't doing that well. Like I might be over exaggerating with broke down, but you were not doing well.
Wait, in the Rotwood fight?
No. On
the ship. It was right after that is when you used the amulet for the first time.
You killed a robot. I checked in on you.
Oh, it was a robot on the. Okay, I forgot it was a robot.
Yeah, that image of I feel like I
he
visualized that
broke
from Gallus's perspective because I think you were like on the floor or something, like looking up and you're seeing the Warforged like approaching you, and then the Rapier just stabbing through it.
Right.
It like falls down, and Alok is right there. Like that's how I visualize that scene.
And he's not even doing well. He is not doing
well. When after he had used the amulet, he felt like super messed up. I think I had him just like sitting out of all the conversation after that. I think.
I also had Gallet giving up the captain's hat as one of my favorites.
Oh yeah.
Thanks, Shucks.
Yeah, I like that moment a lot too.
Or
it was very...
him saying that we're family at the end. That was pretty good.
That's an all-timer. Gallet has a couple moments like that where I think one that also made me go in the middle of the session, like I wanted to say something, but I don't know if I did, but I was like, oh, that's so cool. Gallet giving Suma the coin.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I gave you 1,000 gold effectively.
I know.
Which somewhat detracts it in my mind, but it was the thought.
I think
it was the thought that counted.
that family thing is gonna have rippling effects. Just
one of my like Ruby moments that I feel like is super underrated. No one has talked about it really. Is Ruby asking the Storm King to build a statue in honor of the halflings that were killed?
Oh yeah,
by Duke
that
Talon.
was an amazing.
Also shooting the arrow at him.
That came out of left field for me, and I was like, "That's so fucking good."
Dang it! I'm changing my answer. No, I changed my answer. It's that one.
Yeah,
I forgot about
that
it.
already.
Had forgotten about that.
Oh, that was.
No,
too good.
I still think the lightning was good. I still think that was.
Lightning
was really no. There's some really good
perspective.
I mean, like that whole thing for Ruby. Also, like you shot the guy. Well, tempted to.
He knows we have a thing. He gets me.
He gets you. He gets you.
I like how antagonistic Ruby is for sure.
Mm-hmm.
That's fun. It's fun when someone's like, "Nah, we ain't having this." It's good.
You need somebody in your party like that, I think.
Yeah.
Otherwise, everyone's just like always very,
Our party is awesome because we got Gallet, who just is way too friendly and bubbly about everything with everyone, and Ruby is doing that. Then we got two nerds.
Then Alok is super cautious, and then Suma's super also nice and just
Suma's very elegant.
Suma is an
Suma's the
adult.
dad.
Suma's adult wrangling a bunch of kids.
Yeah, I'm gonna,
just the way.
I'm gonna give you a quick insight on Gallet. He sees Suma as a father figure to a degree.
He was the
That's what I want.
very elegant and regal, I guess, with his mannerisms.
Yeah. You seem like you know what's going on. That's why I'm
I know what's going on.
Well, you mix that with also having doing side sessions, and it seems like you're doing a lot in the side sessions. So I'm like, you have something going on, but I don't know.
Sessions. I just do a lot of. I have a Google Doc of
Google Doc, yeah, it's a Google
diary
Doc.
Entries and stuff.
Yeah, so you got an idea of what's.
But yeah, I have. As we alluded to earlier, I have a lot of side plots. I'm sorry.
There's some side plots going on, and I'm like,
Suma is the number one dad, as his tattoo said.
That's
true.
We're
true.
Gonna get him
and thieves can't.
Can't wait to get
say something.
I was gonna say the rolling, the comedic timing of Alok mixing up the rope climbing one, where we were climbing up to get.
Oh my god!
I was confused about that because I thought I had tied it around my waist, and I thought you guys were pulling me up, and I was just trying to help you with that. But then I fell, and I was confused. But
I think the first few steps you just somehow fell. I think that's how it works.
I believe in game I said it was the wind blowing you off. Via fate, just fucking with you. The comedic timing of 1 by 1, the failed athletics rolls.
I need to clip that.
Clocking in. It's so good.
I'm making it a clip. It has to be. It's 15 seconds of gold. It's so good.
I hope you do continue to throw us at strength-based challenges, because far my favorite comedic enemy of ours is Gravity. I feel
Gravity
like
and the wind has been rough on you guys.
I have fallen off a boat.
Yes, that was a good too. I think
that was good.
Yeah. Ruby has fallen down. I think at
times.
least one. Okay, multiple times.
I think 2 or 3 times. 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
And then
the whole
deck save though.
I'm just waiting for Suma to fall face first. I'm just waiting.
I did fall off a dragon once, I think.
Acrobatics made so that you didn't take any damage.
I think so. There was a check to stay on, or you could make a check just to jump off safely, and I think you jumped off safely, in acrobatics, and you had to.
Yeah, I think maybe the choice. It was trying to shake you off, and I was like, make it contested athletics, or just trying to land gracefully. And you did so, I think, the advantage acrobatics.
I also liked a lot of the emotional parts. So Gallet and Calypso and Suma and the lair.
Those are all my favorite parts.
I don't know when we're gonna get to the questions thing, but can I ask a question for Suma type thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My questions are done.
What is going on with you and Aaron Kaelin? I am as me, Thailand, because it seems like there's some adult themes going on, but I don't understand them well. So it's like, are you a thing? Is this like I don't even know where to begin.
Okay, so as Liz, out of character, I think Suma doesn't know what the hell he's doing. I think that he, like, is a romantic person by nature, and so is Aaron, and so he, like, feeds off of that, and he's like, wow, this person is so, like, sweet and nice, and the, like, ray of sunshine in a very tragic few months that I've had. And so he is kind of, like, clinging to those, like, happy feelings. But then he, like, goes home and he's like, but what? Like, this doesn't make any sense. Yeah. Like, what am I doing? Like, this can't be a thing.
You have a child.
I have a child. I have someone else very important to me. Like, we couldn't possibly be together, and he doesn't even, like, know if that's what he would want anyway. But every time so it's the thing where he, like, goes home and he's like, okay, I'm done. This is stupid. Whatever. Aaron, whatever. But then he, like, sees him and talks to him and he's like, fuck.
And he invites us over for a party.
And then I accidentally proposed to him, maybe. So, anyway.
You did?
Not directly, but I was like, you want to join the family? It's like, do you want to stay for dinner? Do you want to stay forever?
Do you want to hear Aaron's perspective, which I think will be fair to give, at least what I think is fair?
Yes.
Aaron, is a consummate romantic. He fell in love with Elisa on first sight, on first interaction, essentially, on first blush. And is extremely into that kind of a thing. He was not joking when he was saying all that flowery stuff. Like, that's just who he is.
Mm-hmm. He came from a bush.
He took several hard hits, though, in a row of, like, oh, she was lying to me this entire time and maybe using me to get to my father. It didn't stop him from... I think that kind of, like, shook him a little bit, but he was still like, but I still have... When he met up with Suma as Suma, I think he was like, oh, but I still really like this person, too. And I still feel very strongly about them, but also his life completely changed. He's royalty now. He's, Suma, I will tell you probably at the start of the next session, I'm assuming you would have asked Aaron what the Storm King whispered.
I was going to ask you about that at the start of next session, yes. Yeah, so I realized I would have probably asked.
Yeah, you definitely would have asked. I will just tell you, unless we want to pick up from, like, kind of the ending of that event, or else I will just tell you, like, real quick at the beginning of the session. But I think he's kind of like, well, I had my chance for romance when my father is around, but now I have all this responsibility, and it's like, my heart is still in it, but now I actually have to deal with what reality is, and the reality says that we can't be together, but I really, really want to be, even though he's a little more disillusioned now. So I think he's accepting of the fact, I think he was always accepting of the fact that him and Suma can't be together, but I think more so now he feels like, I don't know if now that I have this position, I have the freedom to want those things anymore. So a little bit of a bittersweet ending of an. I guess maybe. I mean, he's still a character. He's still around.
I feel like we'll only find out the true resolution in the epilogue. You know, I feel like there's got to be an epilogue.
Yeah. At the very end when Suma's got the kids back and he's with her, he also says, and we're also polyamorous, and so Aaron.
Hey, okay, let's go.
I have been considering that as a definite solution. It's possible, depending on how things go.
I understand that you were without your dad for a while, so how about 2 to make up for lost time?
My God.
Rich! Oh my God,
we'll see how it goes, but I'm not ruling it out. And also, yeah, I think it's super interesting because when Aaron, like, first popped out of the bush and was like, oh my God, you're so beautiful, and whatever, I think Suma was like, wow, this fucking guy, he's like a smooth talking rich kid, like, blah, blah, blah. But then obviously over the course of what happened.
He came from bushes! How are we always avoiding this?
He's a himbo! Let him be a himbo!
They don't come from bushes!
That's where they grow from.
That's people you should be afraid of, guys. No sane individual comes out from the bush and hits on you.
Also, Chino, in your Palea document, you mentioned like there was like a mortal who was maybe into like Ventus and Palea, and I was like, wow, that sounds super familiar. Anyway, I find that very fascinating.
Relevant?
Some eyeballs emoji.
Oh yeah, just so the rest of you know, there is a Palea lore doc that only Viv and Liz have access to because
where's our lucky one?
there.
Oh my gosh, you guys are gonna be so excited! So fucking cool.
There's gonna be a Locky doc for my Locky boys.
Hey, you gotta represent.
Later on.
Let's go, Locky. Best.
I really rushed you guys through Adaport because I was like, I don't really have much plan here because the plan is they should leave really quick.
I mean, what are we gonna do? Go adventure?
Half of the first session was a shopping episode, and I was like,
I think
guess there's shops here.
I think it's actually cool that we can go back there and adventure there at higher level, like after we've gone to other adventures.
Yeah. It feels weird, but it might actually be true that. I mean, I don't know how much you guys feel this way, but there is options of where to go.
Oh yeah,
in the sense of. Yeah, you guys could go to Palea, but you could also have gone to Edelheim, and I would have had stuff to kind of guide you guys in that direction.
We can just go to the Claw and ask about that one shit.
There you go. Yeah, let's just go
like, what
chill.
the fuck is Madeline, and why is she a really high level?
Can you guys like calm down or something?
Just chill.
Can you call her back? She's kind of a buzzkill.
By the way, real quick, just Chino, just checking out real quick.
Yeah.
How did you think that the thing that I wrote was like a bit like? Do I need to like proofread it a few times, or did you understand everything?
I understood it. Cool.
Okay.
I know that's a cool as fuck story.
Okay, I was just
that's canon now.
Okay, well, I'm not gonna treat it as canon until it happens, but
it's canon at least if that story exists in the world.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not necessarily saying it happened in history, but like that story is told.
Okay.
And
we can move on from here. They'll never know. They'll never know. I won't.
They'll never know. It'll never be relevant.
And we never ever stay by a fireplace to tell stories.
By the way, this was like that kind of thing. Though Thailand is kind of like what I had in mind for this game of like later on, I'm gonna steal Liz for a bit. Maybe not tonight, but some other night to be like, hey, Underdark, tell me about the city that Etsuma had visited. Like, I want to know all about it. Like, you know what I mean? I think that there's always room for you guys to just be like, well, I think this is what it should be like. And I'm like, yeah, that's canon. Fuck yeah. There's definitely certain things where I'm like, ooh, that doesn't super work with like established lore. But for the most part, the design of these islands is such that they're so separate that you can just be like, this should exist right here. And I'd be like, yeah, that should exist right there.
Yeah, you've been super chill about that. Like when we made up that whole Paladin Order and stuff. Like,
yeah,
just
I was like, that sounds very cool.
Out of the air. So
yeah.
What'd you say to me?
And I find that exciting. And also, I think it gets people more invested in like the story because they're like, oh, I helped create it, which you guys are always doing, right? But I feel like maybe it's more impactful to be like, oh, I wrote out this part of the world and now here it is. I get to interact with it. Doesn't mean I won't burn it down for one reason or another, but you know.
There at one point.
You come back, Adaport is in flames. Although,
who cares about Adaport?
Politically,
we can loot it.
Okay. Now Gal's gonna go around putting fires out with sea shot.
Yeah.
Is Adaport the capital?
Yes.
And so that's where the Wolf Queen is, or whatever her title is?
That is where the Wolf Queen lives.
Okay.
Although she doesn't live, she lives a little bit further out from the city, but like it's still considered part of it. It's not like right there though. It's like still a distance. But yeah. Any other questions for everybody? This is your time.
Second. I know you said write all these down and all that, but I didn't.
Yeah, no, I did.
Not because I didn't want
to.
Liz, go.
Well, I had a question that I wanted to ask everybody, which is something that either you or your character are like really excited about or looking forward to in the next like sort of arc.
Oh, you ruined it with that.
I think the only reason I'm just going all in on Leia is because Alok doesn't have anything. Like, he doesn't have anything to go right now. He doesn't have I don't know. Out of his options, it's just like, hey, let's do the option that's gonna help the team the most, which is you two. I think he doesn't really have a lot. He doesn't have like something. I guess just knowing your guys' story. Where you guys come from. Especially
I'm really excited. Yeah.
Well, no, actually, especially Ruby, because she hasn't said shit.
Yeah, Ruby.
As a whole,
I'm super excited for, the implications with Ruby and Suma, but also, look, it's gonna take some planning and some work. I'm gonna work something out for Luth. We're gonna get on our team.
Oh no!
I now have money to dispose of for a purpose.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
here you go, goddess. Here's 2,000 gold.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna totally convince.
I understand you're partly ruling the Underdark, but could I interest you in 200 platinum?
I'm gonna do something to amaze a god.
Okay, incredible.
But screw my genie where I have to amaze them. I don't care about that.
Well, as a player,
I feel like yeah.
No,
go. You go first.
No, I'm going off topic. I'm off topic.
Oh, I was gonna say, Viv, probably Ruby is not hyped, but are you hyped to like put Ruby through that, like going home?
Yeah, so Ruby is gonna fight tooth and nail to be like, I don't need to go back there. No. No. If we do, she's gonna be heavily disguised. To avoid people recognizing her.
Well, the issue, Ruby, is that you were catatonic when we decided this as a group, and I did not hear a no from you. It's sort of in writing.
I guess my comment wasn't off topic, because I was about to say, as a player, I'm super excited to force Ruby to go home. That's exactly what I was going to say, and that's what you guys said, so that works out very well.
I feel like
wouldn't, but I'm excited.
I, as a player, really want Ruby to have to go home, because I think that would be awesome to see, but I feel like actually Sumo would be like, you don't have to go home if you don't want to. I feel like he would very much be like, we can go to, like, Copra isn't even next to Deadwater Lake, like, we don't even have to...
You have to find your child.
Port there.
You have to go there.
It's on the way. It's on the way.
It just makes sense narratively, but, like, if we're there, we just have to... Right, Dan? We just have to go.
No, we really don't. I want to go. Alok, if you don't want to go.
No matter what, wherever Luth is located, we'll be going there. That's just
she's an Underdark. We can get there anywhere.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, but they're specifically near her home.
Yeah,
actually in that city.
You guys don't know this. Under her basement, Luth is just there.
Wow, that's crazy.
It's actually her inn.
Hanging out.
Yeah.
Just hanging out. Oh, I can't wait till you guys get to see all the Palea world building I did.
Oh yeah, I'm excited
I'm
to see
excited
different
for that.
By the way, there's a holiday now.
Yay!
Oh, speaking of holidays.
Yeah.
I had an issue with this in my previous D&D game, but it's always worth. Can we do birthdays or Christmas or just one holiday where we all celebrate together in the world?
Aww.
Yeah.
Can we? I know birthdays are a bit weird, and it doesn't matter for Gallic because he doesn't remember his. But what I'm saying is, Merry Christmas. Something.
That's what you were going for with the holiday, wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh, you read the update already. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh.
You're hella fast.
Oh well, never mind. I may have just been voted out.
Yeah.
What just happened?
There is a holiday. There is a gift giving holiday.
All right, you're gonna have to warn us in advance when it comes up.
Why? Do you have issues with it, or
Oh no, just straight up. It's gonna be hard for me to. I barely remember things in real life.
Oh yeah, it'll be made a big deal out of. I'm trying my best to time it so that it comes roughly around when we get there to that point in time in story. It'll be roughly December to make it more, festive or whatever. Might not happen. I might move it just to make it better.
So, what do you guys think about holiday one shots, like a Halloween one shot, a Christmas one shot?
That sounds cute.
Yes,
that would be sick.
100%.
As long as I don't have to DM it, hell yeah.
I'll do it.
I would want to participate in a Halloween one shot.
I think a spooky one would be fun. Yeah.
I am not good with horror, so I'll try my best.
House.
Well, not that spooky, obviously. I still need to sleep. I'm really bad at watching horror stuff because then I won't sleep forever.
Yeah, the worst thing is like you try to watch it like, oh, I've grown up, and then you see one scary thing, and it's like, dang it, I have to turn on the lights for when I sleep for a while.
I messed up for laughing. I laugh at horror movies. I don't think they're scary.
Well, good for you then. I had to turn on the lights when I saw the trailer for It.
Oh my god.
I won't do Chucky though. That's just whack.
My most scared, the movie I was most scared of was The Ring.
Oh my god, me too.
Fucked me up as a kid.
Me too.
I think it's just
every time
goofy.
I saw Coffee Stain,
hair.
inconsolable.
Like,
oh my god.
Did you
guys sound scary?
Here's the thing. Okay, this is a little lore on me. At the time, I think I was like 9, maybe, or 10 when that came out. My family, it was like 5 of us in like a 1-bedroom apartment. So that all of us kids, the children, we slept in the living room. I would have like a big thing that we laid out with like blankets and stuff. And I had the spot that was right next to the TV. So after I watched The Ring, I was like, I don't know what's worse. With my back turned to it, but then I can't see it coming. But if I look at it, I won't sleep.
Well, if you don't watch it, though.
Open up with static.
Don't you have to watch like the video for her to come out?
But like the movie is the video. That's what it feels like. The movie is the video.
Yeah.
The correct answer is to turn your TV over. Of course, you can't get out.
TV.
Or break it.
There you
Destroy it.
Well, you have to break it. Like horror movies are very specific about it. You have to break it, burn it, and then like somehow get a priest to look at it. Don't
bury it. Oh, you don't bury it.
Hey. No, you don't bury it.
We're gonna go. I'm going really off topic. Do you guys believe in ghosts?
I don't, but life would be cooler if they existed.
That's my viewpoint on many things. Like, the aliens that we think of, like extraterrestrials that can come to Earth and all that, it'd be cool if they existed, so they probably don't exist.
Extraterrestrials totally exist.
I've experienced
it. No, extraterrestrials do exist, but the ones we imagine, I don't think those exist.
Take me to
my stance is, there is life in the universe, but the odds are very high that they're like a form of life that is so alien to us that we would never be able to comprehend. Like, they speak by like throwing chemicals at each other or something like that.
It's
what I mean? Like,
weird.
I feel like
don't
we
do that?
Weird.
We just spit on each other and we hate each other.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, like, also from like
I don't personally do that.
From an alien perspective, we're meat bags that vibrate the air to communicate. And the air is something that, like, it's just a gas for us to breathe to live. Like, if you really be reductive about it, humans are really weird.
Yeah, screw humans.
Yeah, I would love holiday one-shots, just saying.
Definitely down.
I semi-believe in ghosts. Don't make it too scary.
I can't not believe in them. I've had stuff happen.
Well, yeah, you are A-Lock.
I think that's actually true. I
mean, come on. Yeah, you have physical proof.
A-Lock's like, hello? I've been here the whole time.
Nah, A-Lock, what you're seeing is our hallucinations, actually. Everything can be explained with science. It's
not if all me and all 3 of my sisters saw it all at the same time. That one.
Mass hallucinogenic.
There it is. It was just mushrooms growing in the house.
That comes back later.
Does everybody have any other questions? If so, I have a few more, but I wanted to give everybody a chance to ask theirs.
I do have one.
Yeah. Viv and then Tyler, or whichever order.
Whoever?
Go ahead.
Okay, well, mine's for her. It's...
then I'll go first.
Oh, okay. Basically... No, it's my turn. It's my turn. Okay, Jesus.
You know what? I'm gonna go.
Come on, get your kids.
How do you actually feel about all your Suzanne stuff? Like, how does that make you feel?
Oh, she's definitely feeling stuff. Definitely got some butterflies. She's just like not used to being vulnerable, especially like coming from the community, like the very like closed off, like this is how the world works, this is what you do kind of a mentality. So But she's very awkward about it. I think. Well, she and Susanna are both awkward about it, which is nice. You know?
They're both awkward. They're both so awkward. That's my favorite thing to do.
I love awkward.
I don't know.
And
Yeah.
Salem.
I'm picturing like ways like I don't know if we're doing an aftermath of the party thing, but like I can totally picture like little like what's it called tableaus of like Ruby wakes up and she's like next to somebody and she's like, oh my god, like who is this? And it's like I don't know, it's like Nico or something. I don't know, but like or like Suma and Aaron. I don't know, but I think that could be fun too. So.
Now your question.
Okay. I kind of had individual questions, but then like
All of them.
they're not all good though. I feel like
I want
Yeah,
them
yeah,
all.
we
Better
want the
though-
bad ones.
You have better questions than I have.
What is your favorite
No.
hat?
I don't have any.
In character.
okay. So that I know the characters a little better. Okay. What do you guys all do for fun?
Oh.
Character? Alok?
And then everybody. Well, I think I know the least about Alok, so. And then
Yeah, actually, that's a really good question because we would have known this about each other by now, but because like we skipped time.
I've said it in
Yeah.
game. He reads and he writes in his journal. That's it.
Yeah, but we don't believe you.
Okay, well that's what he does for fun is read. He likes reading.
well, what kind of books?
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, you'll find out.
What?
It's a raunchy romance.
It's
isn't
part of
it?
his backstory that you guys haven't asked
Ghost
yet.
stories.
Oh my
Definitely
goodness.
erotica.
Really, just
Definitely.
horrible erotic books.
For sure. If you
Just wanna-
don't say it's not, then
It's fanfic
so.
specifically. It's
I just want
fan.
to drop this in. One of my favorite lines from last episode is Gallup going, "He's like the plainest, blandest guy."
That was so good.
That is
It was
one of the
spot
most
on.
truthful statements I've
Yeah.
made.
Oh, that fucking killed me.
He is the white bread of our group.
Yeah, that
And
was
we need
perfect
that.
explanation.
Maybe.
Yes. Alright. So you just read books and we're gonna find out later. Gotcha.
Dude, when you guys
I mean,
unlock Alok's
if you
full
really
backstory-
care, it's like fantasy books. He likes to read books about past heroes.
Thank you.
Hmm.
That's all.
But he also likes reading history a lot.
You.
Yeah, no, I think that's you, but Alok likes it.
Wait. Well, actually, I can't say that because there is such a thing called the Age of Pirates. I can't say you that. An Age of Monsters. I mean, all the ages sound cool except the Age of Peace.
Wait, where is all this coming from? How do you know all this?
The Calendar Vita.
Oh, right.
Yeah, this was a while ago. I think these were all
Yeah.
name dropped at one point or another in the
Yeah,
campaign.
Yeah,
But
they were.
they're all like known as things that this is regarded as an Age of Peace.
Okay.
Although that might be ending
I don't believe it.
because no one starts a
Oh.
campaign in the middle of an Age of Peace, only at the end.
It's up for the players to screw up. That's the plan.
Yeah.
How about Suma?
For fun, board games for sure.
Paisho. You have not
Aw.
played Paisho
Oh,
on screen
yeah.
yet.
I have not. I played it off screen with Buru, and I figure I probably could persuade some crewmates in the downtime to have a go. And also, what's it called? Practice it like sword practice, I guess. Like solo, just flitting around on the top of the deck. Like he finds it very calming. To just be dropping some sick moves.
Now you had those form scrolls from the Village of the Wind.
Mm-hmm. Practicing forms. Like a
I remember
nerd.
for session 0.
Waterbending.
I think it was you in the group chat was talking like, oh, should I get this dice set proficiency like when you're making your
Yeah.
character or something?
I
You're
did,
like, yeah,
yeah.
we're gonna sit around the fire and do it, and we never did it.
She taught
No,
me.
we
We never
She
played.
did teach me.
I did teach. Yes, I did teach Gallet.
And I did win. So you're a great teacher.
Thanks.
That's how it works.
He was a
I
teacher.
foresee
so
the
it's fine.
next arc, the next season, to feature a bit more like camping and like kind of being on the road type stuff.
God, it's been like
Wow.
6 months.
Because Palea is very big, and the stuff that you need to do, the places to see are a lot more spaced out. because a lot of it is empty space. Because a lot of the stuff that's happening is underground. You'll learn more later.
What does Gallet do for fun?
Yeah.
Honestly, unfortunately it didn't really come up. Well, it was gonna come up later, but basically there's nothing that he has specifically. Like I was planning on when we started traveling again, if nothing was happening while we were traveling, I would have walked in to Suma's room and be like, I'm so bored, let's do something. But like honestly, it's just like nothing. He does not. He looks at like the birds sometimes. He sometimes gambles with other crewmates on inane things. He sleeps. Like, it's just so boring.
I think there's people like that in real life who just don't have any hobbies.
Yeah, I know. You just try to find anything.
My favorite thing, when you said gamble and name things, I feel like that's my favorite, like, running... Not even running, just a running theme that, like, pirates do. They'll just bet on the stupidest stuff.
It's boring sometimes. You gotta get, like, get it up. You gotta get going.
I think I remember I had, like... Susanna was like, so, like, what's up with you and Aaron? And then you, like, you told her about it, and she was like, Nico owes me money. Just, like, walked away.
Yeah, I remember that.
For sure. Yeah. Sorry, Nico.
Like, that's the kind of dumb shit that the people on the ship bet on.
It makes sense. Yeah.
I'm spoiling this. There's gonna be there was a betting pool the moment people saw Miela walk over to Alok of, like, if anything was gonna happen.
Sure.
The odds were ridiculous. People lost money.
What about
Ruby? Yeah.
You guys know she's very violent. She likes to like practice scoring. Oh no. Yeah. So
so that's why that crew member kept coming back. We now know.
Likes to practice what?
That felt fine. Okay.
Sparring. Yeah, I will say probably you and Andros have spent more time since that very first one. By the way, that's like probably the first decision that caught me off guard. Was you deciding to spar with Andros on the first night? I was like, I was not expecting that, because I was like, I'm a new DM, and I'm like, I probably don't know what's gonna happen, but I'll be okay. And you're like, I'm gonna fight Andros, and I was like,
Wasn't it because she like originally picked a fight with Suzanne, and then it turned into Andros somehow? Or that was it?
I think Andros was originally fighting someone.
Andros won an arm wrestling match, and Ruby was like, "But can you beat me?" And that was that.
She also likes rock collecting. She's a nerd. Cute.
It sucks to be on the sea for you with that hobby, huh?
I mean,
you guys got gems.
I was gonna say we've got a bunch of gems. Yeah.
Got some. I still need to archive probably and sort and organize. So.
Can I ask a general question for everyone? Just a real quick one. We can shoot it out real quick. What is an opportunity you guys think you lost that makes you like, I wish we somehow got to that? Like, mine would be that when we were on the robot island, and you can go.
We didn't go scuba diving. Yeah,
that would have been.
I wanted to do it too, but we decided to move on. We had other things.
Yeah, we had other things.
Aww.
I was so down.
We can go back and run it as a one shot.
For Halloween.
You just have to unlevel yourselves back to level 3, I think.
We could do that episode there.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I think that I sometimes move things along very quickly in the interest of, like...
No, it's not your fault. We decided to not go there.
Yeah. No, it happened correctly.
Well, there was a week in between waiting for repairs, and I kind of zoomed you guys past, in which you guys would have had time to do that.
Yeah, but you asked us if there's anything we wanted to do in that time. We could have said that we wanted to do that. It's still our fault for not doing it. You still gave us options. You didn't force that skip.
I forgot legitimately when he said that, so I was like,
I thought of it, but Alok wouldn't want to do it. I wanted to.
Yeah. And what happened made sense.
If we still needed money for the boat, he wanted to do it. Yeah. We got money.
Yeah. That Lagon arc blew.
What about everybody else?
Liz?
Yeah.
I feel like maybe there was one, but I can't remember it now, so I'll have to think about it.
Was it not sending?
Sending the red right?
I'm so happy we didn't.
Oh, I'm still planning to do that.
Oh,
I don't consider it missed yet, because I'm going to do it soon.
Not do.
You better be there. I don't want to hear that you did this on your own away from
No, I wouldn't. That one I wouldn't do.
Don't take that away from us.
No, I wouldn't. I just haven't figured exactly what I want to say.
Well,
actually,
I mean,
no,
we
wait.
already have
I
a good
did.
draft.
I actually have a post-it that I wrote at work of what I wanted to say.
I can't think of anything. I think the diving thing was anything. I know there's been moments, but I can't remember any of them.
Oh, I know. Draga Hearth. Who is she?
Okay,
And what
I
did
had,
she steal from
I
his
have
mansion?
questions about that because Alok made a comment on that and no one said anything about it.
Yeah.
Like he was like he said something like, "Oh, what is she doing here?" And none of you guys commented on it. We moved on. I was like, okay.
Well, I, the player, really want to know, but I feel like in the interest of like all the quests we have going on that seem time sensitive, I feel like Suma wouldn't be like, yeah, let's do a side quest. So like I didn't.
Hey guys, so
I don't know.
I think what we should get from all of this talking to each other, from now on, let's ignore time, just as a concept, and do whatever. we want.
Screw fate.
I feel like
there will
that
never
way,
be consequences for any of our
There won't
actions
be.
ever.
I think Dragaharth is the one that stole the chicken. That is my running theory.
That's true.
Yep.
That's what she stole. That'd be the biggest plot twist of all time. It was Nazir's favorite chicken. He gave it an elixir of immortality so it would have lived this long, and she stole it from his house.
That'd be great.
He's a golden egg.
It doesn't mean that side quest is over.
I actually, because he said when we get back, we're still going to be in Galen. I was going to actually bring that up in the beginning, so we might do something with that the first episode.
Well, I mean, we don't need to do the chicken thing because Shaggy's on it, but Draga...
Not the
yeah,
chicken.
Okay.
Also, I bring this up. Liz already did this, so A+. But items and things you guys want to buy...
Oh,
hit me
yeah.
up.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm also done with that. I got nothing.
Unless you specifically are like, I really want to roleplay with Matilda again. She's so cool. And her sister, Batilda. Like, I want to talk to them. In which case, I respect that. We can do that in session. But, like, also...
Anything from Chino Vivian?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, from me?
Well, yeah, you're part of this.
Yeah, anything
What did we
skipped
not do that you wanted to
Yeah.
run?
Were you excited about the chicken?
He had a
I think-
whole 5-story arc for that, or 5-episode arc.
The chicken... You know when I said it was a real thing? The chicken thing?
Chickens are real. Yeah.
That really happened. Aramis had stolen chicken, actually.
That son of a...
Well, it was like a whole thing where you guys could have investigated where Aramis might have gone in the Zari. And if you had visited the healer, you would have known that Aramis injured a chicken on purpose to watch the healer cast a spell. Cast Cure Wounds, like some kind of similar healing spell, and you would have known that he had that like spell thief ability before going into the forest, going to the land. That's what I had. That's why I name dropped the healer there in case you were like, hey, he was injured in that lightning strike. Maybe he tried to get healed or something because we don't think Valera can heal people, and he doesn't seem like a healing type of guy. It would have been like you'd talk to Draymar, and he would have been like, oh yeah, like. He watched me do it, and then he was healed himself, and he was like, that's weird. Why wouldn't you just do that in the first place? And then it would have been 9th level Cure Wounds. Yeah, that's what would have happened.
I hate him more. He hurt a chicken for that.
Kind of a shitty dude.
Yeah.
Kind of a shitty dude.
I don't like him. Viv?
I think it's cool.
I'll keep thinking. Stuff you missed.
Well, I always just like doing the chaotic stuff. Just, I don't know. Don't like authority. If it's, so I was like, the whole, like, almost killed Duke Kaelin, but I didn't. Then we almost went after Madeline, but we didn't. We're like, should we? Yeah. Almost animated dead something. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
That was on my list of favorite Alok moments, was Alok desperately trying to get Ruby not to cast Animate Dead.
We're gonna have to keep fighting that uphill battle. This moment, I thought of one. Oh, sorry, go on.
Go ahead. I was gonna use it on the wood elf that, like, Aramis disguised himself as. Yes.
Damara.
One thing I wish I did, and you maybe remember now, Madeline, if I had used my portent to make her fail that save against Gallet, we would have learned so much information if you charmed her.
Oh yeah!
Dude, and after we found out and I was like, No,
that would have been
I thought it was just a
big.
traveler, so it's like I'm not gonna waste my 1 portent that's a natural like 2 on, or well, I think it was a natural 2. I was like, no, I'm not gonna waste it. But
Wait, question.
Yeah.
For Liz. At that time, did you have counterspell?
Well, I didn't think so because I figured I hadn't had time to like put it in my spellbook yet. But then I think I think between that episode and the next one, Chino was like, "You would have had time." So I didn't know yet that I had it.
You picked it up in the shopping episode, and then you guys didn't do anything after the shopping episode. Like that night just passed. Everything just zoomed past it. So I think you would have had time that night. You would have had time after, after the fireworks, after the shenanigans episode.
That made sense. I was just like, I don't know, there were fireworks, and I was also crafting Aaron's amulet, and I hadn't said that I was inscribing it, so I kind of was like, I'm going to err on the side of, Yeah.
I think I was just assuming once you bought it, I'm like, they're going to have downtime. She's just going to have it. You also slept to stay the night in Nazari. Would have been time there in theory. But it's true, you never said it, so I think it makes sense. I think I was just like, I'm gonna give it to you because I don't know. You paid gold for that a while ago. That was money. That fight would not have gone super well.
Well, she was out of her high level spells because she was on air miss.
She was injured and lower on spells.
Let's make that KO count 5. Come on, let's go.
She could have instantly got sleeped by me, possibly. We don't know.
Possibly. Amos did kind of fuck her up though a little bit. They had a good fight.
One of us could have seduced her.
There was a series of events that would have made us win, I believe. I believe that. And that's why I want to test fate.
One survivor, but would have won.
Oh yeah, no, we would be winners.
One person who lived.
We will see. You're definitely gonna run into her again. Shibana. By the way, I wanted to give some context for this. The way that illusion worked. Okay, just so it makes sense for people, because I think it made sense at the time. Basically, it's like a meta illusion where you can only find what's hidden there if you already know or expect what it is that you're supposed to find in there. So it wasn't, but also if you think it's an illusion, and you'll never find it. So the moment one of you was like, I think it's an illusion, and everyone heard it, it's like, it just stopped existing. The teleportation circle stopped existing. It was only until Galacast's suggestion on Suma to be like, hey, you believe that this is real. And Suma also knew that there's supposed to be a magic circle there, a teleportation circle, that he was able to find it. So that is kind of what, that's kind of
I think it's really cool.
Yeah, I love it. Since we're done with that, and if it is coming up later, you don't have to answer. What killed Feels?
She did.
Oh, okay.
Well, no. What about the first time? Was it one of the squirrels or something?
Squirrel.
The first time, it was a squirrel.
Darn those squirrels.
Originally, it was an owlbear, and then you had that nat 1 perception, and I was like,
I thought that's what it was. I think you said something in the owlbear fire, like in the beginning, that alluded to that was what killed.
Yeah, in my head, originally, it was an owlbear, so I guess that's the answer. But later, it became funnier to me if it was a squirrel. Although I think Feels just said, I think I know what killed me, when she was looking at the squirrel. I think feeding off of how you felt about it.
Well, like, compared to her size, that is a bugbear.
Basically. Yeah, in the pixel art, I made her much bigger than she's supposed to be, because I think in my head, she can just be that big. Also, it's impossible to render a sprite with any level of detail. Yeah. If it's
it's so weird with like sprite size. I think they say it's like higher than I expected size, because like they're not. Yeah, they're about 2 feet. It says, but I didn't expect. Like I don't think she's 2 feet.
Oh, then she would be the right size. That's about that's like a 1.5 feet.
Pretty big.
Yeah, 4.5. Like,
2 feet is much bigger. I was thinking like Tinkerbell size.
I thought she was Tinkerbell size.
Yeah. Can we logistically, like, what can we just right here, canon? What is logistically her size? Can it just be the art you sent? Can it just be the art you sent? Can that be our basis? Or do you want to keep it real small?
It's crazy because I see another thing that says 4 inches.
Is that a pixie?
I typed in Sprite 5e size. That's all I.
Yeah, if you, I did as well. If you scroll down to the one from D&D Wiki, it says base height 4 inches, which is crazy. But this is for like the race, like if you were playing a sprite, which might be different from like summoning one.
I mean, I guess but their arrow does 1 damage. I feel like something that small wouldn't do damage. It would do.
I want to say, let's just say she's about a foot tall.
Okay, 1 foot. Easy to remember.
Right, but she's very slender, you know what I mean? That most of her is like wing and also like yeah. So yeah. Viv, were you saying that you would miss out one was the race dead?
Wait. Oh. Yes.
And the chaos?
It's fine. I'm definitely gonna throw in more chaos later. So it's not really
good.
A regret.
We need more.
Definitely.
Stuff that I think that you guys did miss out on the Draga Hearth stuff. But if you're gonna go back and do it, I guess it's not technically missed. You missed out on like the whole what would have happened if the whole shield was truly against you and you had a fight and you killed some of them storyline, which was very different initially. I think the things that stick out to me are less what didn't happen. You could have had a fight in the Storm King's chambers. It just didn't go that way. I had like a combat plan, not plan, but like ready if that were to happen.
Interesting.
Let me see what else. I was curious as to what would have. I was hoping that more people would try the Trial of the Stills, because that one is really fun. But in a way, I'm kind of glad that like that got to be Ruby's moment. I think it's more powerful that way. I think it's less powerful when like a bunch of people did the same thing. So actually, it worked out better that way. I think. What else? Is there stuff on Lagan that you missed out on? I don't think so. If anything, it's less that you guys miss out on stuff. It's that you add stuff in that like make the campaign so different than what I planned. Del and Miela being on the ship was not like a established thing that was always going to happen. That was just like, fuck, like, okay, they're on the ship. Well, what's going to happen now? And I think that's changed a good amount. Alok has a whole romance arc now, possibly, if he chooses to continue going down that path. I think Del and Galad have also had a lot of really good conversations as well. And Suma and Miela have had like a thing where Suma was trying to cure her. Totally different. Choosing to stay on deck to fight the Red Wraith.
That was an early one.
Yeah, you kept like saying that you weren't sure about that. Like, what do you mean? Of course we are.
Yeah, I'm dumb. That was my second session. Okay, you gotta cut me some slack.
Well, I mean, but like, what were you? Didn't you thought we would run down?
Yeah, that everyone listened to Gawain. It was very naive at the time.
Well,
clearly,
what happened? The skeletons would just stay.
Gawain would have taken out the skeletons personally, because he gave up a lot of his. He gave up his like life force essentially to give you guys temp HP to survive that fight. Because I can't be like, oh, the Red Wraith is really scary. Also, level 1, you guys do fine against this encounter. You know what I mean? I think narratively wouldn't have made sense. So I was like, well, there's got to be a give and take. These skeletons are going to be strong.
Yeah. May not have died then? Below deck?
I don't think he would have. Or maybe he would have. I don't know. I wasn't planning on him dying. I think that a combination of stuff would have happened. Because I think at the time, the Red Wraith has just surfaced. And has had time now to get stronger, right? I think that's part of the prophecy of like he will wait until his army's grown. So he's becoming stronger as he goes. But having Gawain in his control, it makes him even more powerful now. And Gawain had to kind of take one for the team in order for our protagonist to continue on the journey. And then the Reaper became a permanent thing. You guys being, I had not planned on Gallet becoming captain. It's just kind of how it worked out, because you made that big speech at Aramis, and I was like, Aramis is kind of chaotic sometimes. He'd probably do this. Yeah, so that was a big change.
On a side thing, I just want to say, good job with all the improv we've been doing. Like, literally, kudos. Like, all the extra guys you bring up. Like, I still absolutely love the monotone guy. I don't remember. Yeah, and also, that's right, Larry. Like,
oh my god.
Like, I love the people that you just, like, you're really good at improv.
I mean, he made up Aaron on the spot. That's sick. Yeah. He's like a huge character in the game now. That's awesome.
He's a huge character now. Although I did get time to flesh him out more. I think that, like, he didn't have that much of a dynamic at first, and then I got to spend time, like, okay, he exists now, and he's going to be a big character to kind of flesh him out.
So cool.
I'm very glad that I got to do it. I think that, I think it's just, like, kind of worked out. I don't know if I could have intentionally written a better end to that arc than what actually happened. Like, ahead of time. There are some moments that I thought would happen that didn't. I had, like, a list of people who would have died if Alok had used the amulet on Vlaire. He never did.
Oh my god.
That's why I didn't use it.
Who are they?
And I would have... It's... Well, I'm not going to spoil any mechanics, but...
Well, you told me it was a rollable table, like you're just going to roll on and see what
it was a rollable table, yeah. Yeah. And there's a certain other mechanic to it that kind of affects who is selected.
You did say it was how important they are.
Okay, cool, yeah. It's relatively, like, related to importance to you, so... I guess I could spoil this now. It's kind of like, if you are using it on a stranger, like, Gallop's not going to die. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what you told me. So, like, party members aren't really at risk unless it's, like, a big deal.
Yeah. So I think at this point, if you were to use it on, say, Gallet, Suma, or Ruby, one of the other ones could be on the table. And it's like a chain reaction.
So the plan is...
Hear me out.
Let's game the system. From now on, Alok no longer makes any more friends except if they're enemies. That is my idea on gaming the system.
But we have so many friends on the ship. It's too late.
Darn it, you're such a personable fellow.
Come on.
He's not.
Dude, Lula like that?
It was forced into these situations. He was forced to have friends.
You're so lovable, and you always go to those parties with your milk, man. You got too many friends.
And he gets wild with that milk.
No, it gets wild. That goat milk, you become another person.
Yep.
It's the greatest of all time, for a reason. I had some other questions, if that's cool.
Yes.
Go for it.
Okay.
Make up for me not having any.
I'm gonna do a fun one first. If you had to play this campaign as one of the NPCs currently introduced, not the ones that you created, Liz, because I know you're in a Pixisha, or Suli probably, who would you play as? Who would you want to be?
I have two answers. I want to play Dirk, just because I played a half-orc fighter named Dirk. So every time you guys talked about Dirk, I thought you were talking to me, because I'm used to it from my other game. But in reality, I think I want to play Andros. I love Andros. He's so funny. Just that dumb fighter.
He's not
not dumb, exactly.
Because
that's how I played Dirk. I also played Dirk as, because he was Rune Knight, so he used intelligence for a lot of his stuff. Like, say, he had a little bit of intelligence, and it was cool. Like a smart
Andros is very book smart, but maybe not very, like, common sense smart sometimes. Yeah, and that's how I played Dirk. It's definitely kind of awkward. Yeah.
Super cool.
Wait till you unlock the further Andros backstory. Which I actually hinted at, because I was like, ooh, he left his journal. Oh yeah, that's one of the things you guys missed out on. I was like, Andros left his journal and his research. Ooh, It's written in a language that none of you know. Except Gallet never looked, because if he did, he would have seen it was Minotaur.
Maybe I want to play Aramis, though, because Rogue. Arcane Trickster? Such a fun song.
Aramis is... Yeah, I didn't realize... I had intended Aramis to be like almost like a lovable rival, but I feel like you guys hated him so much.
I don't.
I'm like, okay, I'm gonna play him as more of a villain now.
What? I don't hate him. I think he's a shitty guy. Alok hates him, but I don't.
He's infuriating.
I hate him, but also he's amazing for at least on I don't want to like take him for myself, but it feels like a really good foil for a Gallet to a degree. Like so many of the things he does goes exactly against. Like I don't have too many moral qualms. He steps on every single one. He's the worst, and I hate him.
He definitely is the antithesis of Gallet.
Yeah, from a narrative perspective, it makes sense, and he was the previous captain, and he made you captain. To have that keep popping
Which
up.
demeans captain. That's a demeaning thing to captains to make me.
I love this energy. I didn't realize I'd made such a good villain for specifically you
He's
until it came up.
I am too into character when it comes to hating that guy. He's the worst.
Yeah, I was not expecting you guys. I guess I was like, they went in the direction of the Village of the Wind. But I wasn't sure. I guess I'm dumb sometimes where I'm like, oh yeah, they'll probably think this other thing is more important. But they were like, you guys were like, no, we're going straight to the Village of the Wind as soon as possible. And I was like, oh shit. From like a hatred perspective, and I guess also the bottle. The
bottle's pretty big.
Sense.
Yeah. Well, we also didn't know what he was doing, and we didn't know if it was a timed thing. Had time.
Yeah.
At least.
We were low on information for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got one for who I play.
Who'd you play?
Actually, out of everyone, the one I want to play the most would be Istrid.
Istrid's cool.
The cannonball leg knight.
Yeah. When I came up with like the resolution to his arc at work, and I stood up, I was like in the lab, and I was like doing something. I was like, "Oh my god!" And then nobody else was in the room of the lab with me, and I was like, "Oh, good, nobody saw that." But I was like, "Oh, it's so perfect! I gotta write this down." And I was like, "Yeah, he's gonna be the new captain of the Duke's Guard. It makes more sense." There's probably the Storm King might not want to be associated with him, but like
that was a good
twist.
The whole thing. Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, you help this guy out and you never see him again. Part of me was like, oh, I'll bring him back if they ever come back to Gallon. But I was like, no, this is better to close it out here now.
It's a really compelling, like... It feels really compelling from his story of just, like, crippled, can't do what you love, wants to be a sword... Like, very small thing, too. It's not like a giant thing.
Him.
Yeah, the guy that was crippled from the leg. And he can't be... It's just something rather human. And, that's
wholesome.
Nice.
And he made himself more robot in order to do it. He willingly amputated his own leg just to be able to achieve his dream.
What a champ.
Which is good for him.
Also super anime.
What a story arc that happened from an NPC you talked to once as part of a mini game at a festival. Which I'm kind of glad that happened. Liz and Viv, did you already go?
No. I would definitely be Marina.
Marina? Shoutouts.
Nice.
Oh my god, so like...
Dario.
My boyfriend?
Dario.
I think I would do either Miela or Aaron. I think that'd be really cool.
Yummy choices.
Aaron's a cool character. I like Miela. Miela's one of my favorite characters, and she just kind of appeared. I also really like the name Miela. I like the name Miel a lot, and then I came up with Miela after just putting an A at the end of it.
Also, your art was so cute for her.
Mine?
So much.
The one with the teddy bear. That is now my
Liz. Yeah.
Yours was also... Well, yours was the inspiration. I styled her based on yours. So
I'm so glad.
I forgot what that art was.
Also, my background is also art that Liz did for me. I don't know if you can see.
Is that in general, or?
This was the character I played the most in my life, and I asked Liz to draw him for me, and he's really cool. You can't really see the picture that well, but it's my phone.
No, I saw it real well.
Speaking of which, I'm just gonna throw this out there for Vivian and Tylen. You guys should have Liz draw you guys tokens if you want new tokens for.
I'm not gonna force her to do that, all right?
I mean, it's a commission paid for, but like,
pay her. She's really good.
Still, it is worth.
Really good. She's worth the money.
It's worth the money. Super cool.
How much the money? How much is the money?
For Ryan's, it was like a fully painted bust portrait, and it was 40.
That's on the cheap. Are you sure you want to use your services that cheap?
For you guys, yeah. raising my prices for other people, but for you guys,
Okay,
really
we can talk later. We can talk.
His mind is running.
By the way, can we have a moment here. Can I just say, you guys are all just amazing with how far you've gone ahead creatively for everything.
Everyone is so creative here. It's crazy.
You guys don't understand. The stuff that I'm doing is nothing compared to what you guys do. You guys are crazy.
I'm excited to see Vivian do the writing thing for the pictures.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
That zine idea is so cool.
And while we're all here, and I don't have much. I didn't have much when you guys were talking about all the extra stuff you did, but I did want to do something because I felt I was left out, and it's not as good as the actual artist, but I did make a little something. Let me just.
You want to share the screen?
I mean, no, I'm gonna send it. I have to find it first because I named it something silly. Where is it? Can I just look for PNG? No, I can't just look for PNGs. This is bad for bringing it up now and then. Now I can't find.
Now it's just awkward. It's just
Now I should just not show it. I should just wait.
I think we should move on. I think we just.
Yeah. Where are you? Ignore me. Just move ahead. Where
are you?
I'm looking.
Liz, who would you be?
In the meantime, well, the super cliche answer is Valere, obviously.
She's cool. She's
very cool.
And if I couldn't pick Valere, I think Miela.
Oh, I'm glad you guys like Miela.
Yeah, or actually, you know what? I think Dell would be really fun too.
Dell
having to overcome the sign language thing. That's super cool. It's like like playing a Kenku, but it's even harder. Like you can't talk at all.
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully.
Unless your party clutches up and learns it for you.
Yes. If you can all sign in the party.
I mean, you can always write stuff down too, but it's still.
With new people, then that would be a huge issue.
Yeah. I like Miela a lot as a character because I like the concept of somebody who has a lot of power and chooses not to use it.
Okay, I think I got it.
And I feel stupid now because I've always wanted to play a Kenku monk, and I should have done that in the animal one shot that we did. That would have been perfect.
Wait, there's been a message.
Oh my god. This is the best thing I've ever seen.
Oh, I'm dead!
No! No! Hold on.
It's so good.
Hold on, I'm showing this in the... Man, it's so...
Oh my god! I'm fucking losing it!
Coming after you.
Ophelia, Scooby is so good.
Oh, it's so good.
I am fucking losing my mind. That's so good.
This is something.
Ryan, I want you to know that it was a great. You should be honored that I made you Shaggy. I wanted to be Shaggy.
I was gonna say, I think you should be Shaggy.
I want it, but nah, you gotta be Shaggy.
Think about it. In game, who says the most often? Hey, gang, let's split up.
Yeah, no. That's true. He does spell split up.
Aramis has the eye.
we literally are the Mystery Gang though because we split up all the time. We get to a new city, we're like, split up, let's go.
Oh, I should have.
First session we split up. Second session we also did. Crazy.
We haven't done it as recently. We haven't.
Well, because we've been doing missions together, but when we're in a new city, getting information and just doing shopping, even we split up
immediately. Let's split up. Oh my god, this is so good.
As soon as we get to Palea, we split up.
Yeah.
And if we're gonna stick true to the Mystery Gang, then we're gonna have to split up in the same fashion. So it's gonna have to be me and Gala, and then Suma.
Me and Alok will be going to Lolth, and you two be doing character stuff.
All right, I'm going with you guys. Never mind, he can go alone.
Let's go, Shaggy. Me and you.
I love the detail of so Ruby fantastic. As Daphne still being short and also angry.
I had it, you gotta make the proportions still accurate.
Man, what a thing that exists.
That's why you asked me what you were like. Give me a written description of Ophelia, and I was like, oh, cool. That was just curiosity. I'm like, yeah, let me tell you about this thing I made up. Incredible.
Hey, Liz, did you know that art that it involves multiple characters is extremely hard?
Oh yeah, that's why I
That's
never
really hard
do
and
it.
time intensive.
Yeah. That's why I don't
that one
do
you
it.
did of everyone in their ball outfits, I was like, wow,
Yeah.
that must have taken for fucking ever. It was really good.
Took me a couple weeks, but it was great.
Oh my
Oh
gosh.
man, I feel like I should show that, and I don't think we ever showed that in any.
By the way, I didn't say it out loud, but like, well, I know I did, but also like, I love pixel art as well. So like, what you showed was like sick, and also,
Oh,
I love really the design
really cute.
for Ruby, like seeing the little lightning shield. That's sick.
Yeah, I don't know if it was ever said that. Yeah, I just like I don't want to draw like a boring shield. I want to put a fucking lightning bolt on it for no reason. Yeah,
It's on there
I put a
now.
little. Yeah, I was like, I want a little thing for everybody, and I was like, I put feels on your shoulder because I was like, that's like a classic.
You guys
draw
do
thing.
too much creative. Like you keep on. I'm trying to be lazy over here, but it feels bad when you guys are doing like, hey, I just made this, and I'm like, well, hold on. Jesus Christ! I thought recording this would have been the easy phone it in.
I'm sorry.
Ryan's making amazing UIs.
It's really
the new one's really good.
You guys are
nothing
disgusting.
crazy. Okay,
I
what I do is nothing compared to art. That you guys are wild for wanting to do that. That's so difficult. I could never do it.
I just pick a subject matter. I think I just get like weird hyperfixations of like, oh, I really want to learn this hobby or like try to do this thing. And I'm like, what's something that would be easy to focus this on? And I'm like, oh, the campaigns. I'm always thinking about it regardless.
Mm-hmm.
There was like a couple weeks in time where I was like, oh, I'm going to score the entire campaign by composing original music, which is a lot harder.
What happened to that?
It's really fucking hard because I feel like pictures can look kind of bad and it's charming. Music can't be kind of bad at all, I feel.
I disagree.
I disagree too.
Have you listened to what most people listen to these days?
I only composed like one piece at the start of another one. And I was like, I don't want to like show it until I have like a bunch prepared. Because otherwise it's just like
now I don't feel bad for not giving you the music suggestions because I could not think of anything for A-Log. I was like, oh, classical, maybe.
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna do a theme for every character.
yeah.
I'm gonna do a theme for like all these different events that happen. And I was like, this is really fucking hard. So that's what happened with that.
Hey,
Classical
Viv,
work.
were you saying anything, Viv? Before?
Oh, I was gonna say I also really like Chino's like modern day versions of everybody.
No,
I'm showing that right now in the video. Yeah.
The AU version of everyone.
Yeah.
Like at some point we're gonna go back. Well, at least I'm gonna go back and visit the AU version because that's a sick version.
Yeah,
those
I
were
think
awesome.
I made Ruby like a skater girl.
Mm-hmm.
Like a helmet. I think I made Gallet like a dude doing improv and open mic, which I feel like it's just. I mean, that's easy.
Yeah.
Suma, I think I made Suma like reading a book on the subway or something like that. I might have just drawn the pole. I don't know if I drew the rest of the subway. I'm pretty sure I didn't. I think A-Lock had like headphones on. And I'm like, he'd have
hoodie
headphones on.
and headphones is definitely A-Lock.
Sure.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, that's it for me. I can't do anything else now. Yeah, I think if I get an idea, I have to do it or else like my day is ruined. I can't like focus on anything else unless I do the thing that I was thinking of doing.
So I'm going through our Discord now. I'm just showing all the pictures in the video. It
Okay.
was more than a month ago that Liz made the connection picture. Feels like it was like a
That's
week
so
ago.
good.
It feels very recent.
It feels
Oh,
like
and I still have to add all the other ones that
I want to shout this out, Liz. Not only is it very thorough, but which is great, right? That's the hardest part, is like working out these connections. But it's so well presented. I'm like, how did you do that? I'm like, oh, I like looking at this conspiracy board. I like just like tracing the lines and seeing what happens.
gotta update that.
I do have a question for. Well, I know it's nothing important for everyone else, but Liz, how much more would I have to pay you for a GIF like Simon's?
Oh, animation's so hard.
That
That's
sounds
much
like a
harder.
hard one.
I'd have to think about it. I'd have to think about it because it would depend on like the complexity of like how long of a loop were we talking?
Oh, not that
Kind of
long
thing.
of a loop, just but okay.
Would 200 platinum cover it?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. If you have 200 platinum, yeah, I could buy so many scrolls with that, you all.
Oh, that feels like a bit. That's I don't know how to feel about that. That's
it's
like
using
currency.
app currency, like
yeah,
on phone games.
That feels weird. I don't know if I like that.
No, I wouldn't accept it.
I'm gonna give you 5,000 Farmville coins. Well,
I know.
Let's go. That's huge, actually.
Yeah, if you just sell your Farmville account, though.
I have another
just selling your
sillier, funner question. It wants to, if you had to play as one of the other PCs, what would you play as?
I would be Ruby because I've always wanted to be a Storm Cleric. I think that's hella cool.
Ghost Bro.
I want to say Suma, but Suma's like way too similar to Alok already. It's just a Dex Intelligence fighter.
From a skill perspective,
I think Warlocks are cool. I don't know if I would go Genie, but I like Pact of the Chain.
I think Talons is cool.
I am cool.
Although Talon's character.
Oh, darn.
The familiars would be. I'd have to learn that.
Oh yeah, Viv, I'm letting you know right now. Anytime Talon says any shit about familiars, I'm like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, that sounds right. I don't know all the rules.
Gino, you and I were talking about rules lawyering. You guys were doing the familiars wrong in the beginning for a while.
Oh, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised.
We're still home ruling the whole, like, thankfully, we're not rolling for my familiar's initiative.
Oh, yeah.
That would
be so bad.
So annoying. But when you cast the spell that, like, the Flock of Familiars, I think, if you already have a normal familiar from Find Familiar, it's whatever, you get one less from the Pact of Familiar or Flock of Familiar.
Oh yeah, no,
But you guys weren't doing that at first.
Now.
Yeah,
at first you weren't.
Yeah.
Okay,
because
okay.
You summoned like 3 when you already had Ophelia, so you had 4.
Okay.
But I didn't say anything. It was when we were at the ball and like you had Ophelia spying on them, and you had 3 with us in the dragon. I was like, I'm not gonna say it, but like technically Ophelia.
Call me out on that. Call me out on that. I will not. I will, because I
feel bad rules lawyering. I feel like it just bogs down the mood.
We have the same reaction. I'm like, tell me that if I'm doing something wrong.
Well, for me, if it applies to me, just tell me. You know why? Because I like it when it gets dangerous. So if you give me less to work with, it's more dangerous inherently. You know. Yeah. That's why my favorite fights are the ones where we're losing. I have fun with those.
Oh yeah, I'm not like afraid to rules lawyer something that's not in our favor, that's against us. But I don't know, in that particular instance, I was like, I don't know, I don't want to ruin the mood because he was like super excited to bust out the spell.
I was excited. That was true.
If you want my answer, I would want to play a Suma, personally.
Well, yeah, you know what's happening with Sumer.
Yeah, I'm like, that's so. I'm like, you get to cast spells and like run in and like beat stuff up with a sword. I'm like, that's fucking dope. Why was I not playing a Blade Singer before? Although I'm still very biased by rogues. So
the only thing I want from Sumer is sending. That is the only thing I want. I'm not here for your complicated relationships.
He just wants to talk to the referee.
That's I look, guys. End game. I'm just gonna seduce them. That's just. I'm
down for that.
I'm totally, I asked all those bone related questions for a reason.
Oh my god.
Okay. I have some more questions, but they're like more serious, like not serious, but like kind of down to earth. And you can't say nothing, right? You don't bullshit me on this because it's very important. What is an aspect of the game that you think I should or need to work on? You have to pick something.
Everything.
Okay. Okay, that works. No, you have to pick something. That's not helpful. If you need examples, it can be something like describing scenes in the moment, or like describing NPCs in the moment, or like knowing the rules, LOL. That one I already know I need to work on. That's fine. Or like, how to get an encounter.
You don't have to worry about it if you want me to rule. Don't waste time.
I'm down for that. I don't fuck up the casting 2 spells in 1 turn thing anymore.
Yeah.
I'm pretty consistent about that now. I learned them very, like, by osmosis, I feel like.
I have one that comes to mind, but it's not fair.
What do you mean?
Well, it's just like it's such a hard task to ever do it that amazingly because of just how this game is balanced. But I would like more fights to be like close. Not all of them, because sometimes you want to feel powerful, but like just try to get them closer. Have like maybe interesting things in the environment, just like that. Just have things closer but more interactable.
Okay.
I think that actually helps me think of one thing, and this is because I do like combat. I like a lot of roleplay too. I think I prefer roleplay. I do like a lot of combat, and I think kind of did it when we fought the owlbears and then we fought the boss. We could have had another encounter, but I think we should have more smaller encounters leading up to the boss. Because especially as we get to higher level, because the spellcasters are just not going to be using their spells. They're going to end the day with like more than half of them if we just do one big fight.
Yeah.
And even I won't be using all my abilities, so like.
Yeah, I think that's definitely. I think you nailed it. That I was going for that by having the owlbears and then having another combat right afterwards.
Yeah.
With everyone's spell slots kind of blown for the most part.
That's why I didn't bring that up, because I was like, oh no, we don't know. Because like if you do that very early on, spellcasters are relatively useless. But we're now hitting that point where like, okay, you can now start throwing stuff to chip at us.
Yeah. I think there was never any use for like short rests because it's like, in case you just needed to like recover spells, it was like just for you. It's like nobody would ever take damage prior to like the fight from that day. So yeah, no, that's a good thing to keep in mind.
And also, it will allow an ability I'll get later to have slightly more use. I'll say that.
Okay.
I also think you're on the right track with the Dirk thing, where we had the option to not fight, just go around it, or we had the option to fight, because you let us set the tempo for, do we want to just roleplay this session or fight? And I like that, the way you did it, where if we do fight him, we gain. If we don't lose anything. We just don't fight him and we don't gain. So I think you did good on that. That's what I'm saying. Like that was you one of the. I like that we had. Combat.
Yeah.
Okay.
We don't need to. You don't need to like ship out all of our reserves. All the time if we can. Think of clever like solutions, because then the benefit of that would be next fight will be easier. It doesn't have to be.
I did let you talk your way out of a combat once. Which I was not planning on doing.
That's true.
I was like, oh, this was supposed to be hard. This was supposed to be like, oh, you're 4th level. Here's a hard fight. Yeah, I never threw 2 fights at you in the same day until the dragon and then the ballroom. Because I was like not sure how to balance it yet.
And I think that ballroom fight was super cool. We were all not expecting it.
Yeah, none of you were expecting it, and one of you was like a 1 HP. You guys blew everything on the dragon. But I think that's why I also limited what the skeletons could do.
There was also before that we actually had a fight before a bigger fight. Buru, remember? He came into it like with low 13 HP or so. Like I remember the early fight against Rotwood. Like Buru just went down
because you guys didn't take a long rest.
I think
you guys just kind of chilled at the bar and then went to Rotwood immediately.
Oh yeah, okay, that's it.
I think you guys took a short rest maybe.
But like Buru already used his hit dice before, so he couldn't even use it on the short rest.
Yeah, he went down that fight.
Maybe he took damage from like something in the dungeon on the way there. I don't remember. Trap or pots.
I think it was before, because he didn't have hit dice to heal from.
Well, yeah, he definitely took a lot of damage in that fight on the boat. But we could have short rested. I don't know why he wouldn't have had hit dice. Statistically, he would.
I don't know where he lost. I have no clue how he lost hit die there.
Yeah, thank you for that, Viv. Yeah.
On that same vein, I did like we killed the Silk Mother, or no, we didn't kill. We like cured her. Almost. You had that roll throughout the night to be like, oh yeah, will something else in the forest pop out and try to fight us?
Yeah, that's like actually a very normal part of D&D. I have just not been utilizing it, because of the way the campaign has worked out so far.
We haven't been.
You guys have mostly been in cities, right? Yeah, exactly. So you guys have never had. I think Palea is going to be a lot more, dangerous than what you guys have been through so far.
I hope that applies for when we're out on the seas as well.
That too. Sea encounters can be sick.
I want to see sea encounters so bad, Chino, so bad.
I have sea encounters.
Okay.
Plus, if we go to the Underdark, there's a lot of potential for encounters there.
That's true.
That's gonna be mostly combat, if anything. Maybe like traps and hazards, like less roleplay. That'll be interesting.
Liz, I see you have like the stance, like you're about to drop some wisdom.
No, I'm not.
Undead.
I was struggling to think of something, but I guess the two things that come to mind, I think something that would be cool for combats, I guess like combat, but also just encounters is like having a sort of extra goal besides just like kill all the guys.
Yeah.
Like I really liked in the like for example when we were on the boat and there were those robot guys, Warforged, like the goal was protect Aurelius.
Yeah.
Like in the ballroom it was like destroy the tether that's doing the skeletons and all the
and also I think protect Aaron. I think one of the things was protect Aaron.
And like, you know, Rot would like destroy the you know, cannon wheels or whatever that was power or and his like shield. The gears that made his shield. Like I love having extra stuff like that like makes it a little more
less hack and slash.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that being said though, hack and slash is still
I don't get me wrong, I love it. But yeah, I dig that stuff.
I think maybe the boss fights specifically, a lot of the cool mechanics like outside things.
Yeah. Like let's not go away. Like you know, throw that in, but like every like 5 or like you know, just like once every so often, just do the big bad guy, just and make the terrain really interactable. That's because that's also real fun for me. Just,
like the spider fight, you know, having multiple layers and the slower from the webs that we could destroy. That was super cool.
Yeah. That was also, I don't know if you knew, I was like, let's see fucking Ryan do some stealth rolls now. They can sense you on the web.
If I had steady aim, I would have been able to shoot at her, and I would have. The thing that we talked about,
you have it now.
If I went, if I went before Ryan, my plan was actually to run up and shoot with my 2 Eldritch Blasts to behind 2 cover spots for him. But he went there first, and then he went behind the cover, so I couldn't do it.
I rolled last in initiative. I rolled a natural 1 on initiative. If I had rolled higher, I was gonna actually clear out a spot behind a rune as well, so that I could hide behind there. But a spider spawned right in front of me. Attacked me.
It was very unfortunate.
Yeah.
Cool. That's good to know. It's mostly combat stuff, which is very interesting.
Yeah. I've been loving the roleplay. Go on.
Yeah. What's your thing, Seth?
I think it could be cool, like building on the cultural aspects of like wherever we visit, so, like having some like kind of like miscommunications come up because I think so far everyone's been kind of pretty tolerant. Oh, there was a taste of it with like me and Priscilla and how everyone was like, "Ooh, we don't want to talk to that girl." Yeah. Yes, but it could be cool to have some more like of that tension of like different cultures because I do think with like all the islands being so separated that would come into play.
I agree, actually. I agree with that. Yeah, I think sometimes I get very like, oh, we need to move on to the next thing. If I throw in too much of this thing, it'll derail us from like getting to the spot that I want to get to. But I think there is stuff like I think that there definitely could have been a lot more consequences from the call lightning in the stadia. I think it was a deliberate choice from me to not do that. And that's still one of the things that I think about to this day where I'm like, should there have been more from that? And jury's still out. I think decided in the moment I want to get to this thing with the boons because I think that's important for the story, that's the plot, I guess. But I think it's in the back of my mind. I'm like, although that guy was gonna fight you until Gal hit like a +20 persuasion check. That guy was gonna fight you for sure. But it could have been more pervasive, I think.
I feel like it had impact. I don't think you undercut what she did because I felt like, oh shit, we need to calm down with the lightning stuff. I felt it. I recognize its importance.
When the guard showed up, like when the guard was like that, I was like, oh, is this a consequence? Please don't be a consequence. High persuasion roll. Thank goodness, no consequence.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was over 20, and that's the only reason there wasn't a combat there. I don't think it would have been like every single guard in the castle fights you, but it would have been enough that like spell slots slightly depleted from fighting each other. It would have been a bit of a challenge. There also could have been another fight depending on how it went in the throne room if anything crazy happened. Yeah, but I think I'm like, oh, maybe I should have had a little more. There's a part of me that's like, they're gonna ambush them on like as they leave the gates of the city, and I was like,
I'm scared of.
but I stand by that. I think that it went okay. Yeah, I guess that's another question. Do you guys feel like there's enough consequences for your negative actions? Because I think that we see a lot of consequence from your positive actions, and I think I really emphasize those. But do you guys feel like you feel it enough when you fuck up? Fuck up, air quotes.
I haven't.
I don't think we really messed up that much.
Yeah, I'm sort of perfect.
Okay, well.
Oh, by the way, I should let you guys know this. I didn't say it in game. I meant to say this in game. Had you arrived exactly on time to the Silk Mother fight, Valeria still would have been alive, and there would have been no river.
Oh, if we didn't fail the strength checks,
you lost. It's two things. You lost time against the wind, and you also doubled back for Aramis. Yeah. So that was like a hidden consequence,
man,
but I didn't really like say that it was a consequence. But Valeria still would have been there. Like not completely consumed and not like fully dead yet, and it would not have need to revivify. Was just kind of like stable and unconscious. That's like a thing. I meant to say that. Yeah.
I was definitely surprised that we didn't get in more trouble with the Storm King for Ruby's lightning, but I think what happened makes sense also. I was scared of what would happen if she animated the dead wind elves and then was like, hey, do you like these zombies that I made?
That would have been bad.
All been like, oh my god.
Well, I think he's insufferable, but he's also not stupid. Like, I think he knows.
Yeah. He asked he asked her to shoot an arrow at him.
Yeah, like, I don't know.
In a way, I think part of Nazir's thing is like seeing a bit of the past in you guys, and that kind of stayed his hand a little bit, and also murdering a bunch of people who came there, like with his favor. It's like the violation of guess right.
That's a bad political move.
It's like a big dishonorable thing to do, and I think he cares too much about. A big part of him is like the image of the Gallon Republic is paramount to everything. Because we have to have unity when disaster comes. That's a thing. Thank you. I'll keep that in mind. I think that I definitely try to kill you guys a little bit. But I think you're right. I think that my favorite fights have been the ones where I got to throw in something extra, like the shield for Rotway thing. I forgot about the shield, and then you reminded me of it. But yeah, Galen had to spend like 2 turns wedging a crowbar into the gears to like break one half of the mechanism that gave him a shield. So I think I need more of that.
Grab his arm. Yeah.
And also grab his arm to keep him summoning more cannons.
Speaking of like consequences for actions, yeah, I'm really happy with what happened with last session with the genie. What's it? Calypso. Somebody water names. I really liked how she was like, hey, remember. But I will also say one more thing. You can punish me a bit more with her, like with Calypso. You can get worse. Just
I can get worse.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, like, you know, if the worse it gets, the better, you know, it will feel when I, you know, eventually win. Because, like, let's be honest, I'm gonna win. This is how it's gonna go. So you can get it a bit worse.
It is.
That's like the hero's journey.
You don't need to. But I'm just saying, like, if you think you're like, you know, you're not pulling punches right now, you know, you could throw another haymaker once in a while.
Okay. I'm gonna have her fight you.
I'll win. Wait, no, I can't. I don't have anything with her.
Just takes your powers away and bites you.
Joke's on you. I planned for that. I have a frog.
Like, no, you're just a guy. Remember?
I am just I love being just a guy without no help. If no one was helping me with magic, I'd be just some guy.
Just a dude.
I'm just a dude.
Cool. Thank you. That's really helpful for me. Thank you for actually saying like concrete things. That's very helpful. I think to keep in mind. I foresee the Palea arc being more dangerous and more. I don't know, maybe dark. I don't know. It's mines and stuff. It's mines and tunnels and stuff. And
Are we
drama?
Are we going with the Hunter x Hunter route of one is a happy-go-lucky season, next is a pretty dark season, back to happy-go-lucky season?
Hunter x Hunter is my favorite anime of all time. Yeah. So
you made the king have a special aura from me when you played the music. I immediately felt I was like going in like, yeah, we're fine, we're practically super safe, and then you played the music. I was like, all right, I'm gonna slow my roll here. I'm gonna play real respectful to this guy.
The fucking
Requiem music. You do not play with someone that has that playing.